Hello YouTube, this is Pat for This Land Mountain here, offering you a review on what I believe is a glorious, fantastic knife. It is the Tops Overlander 2 kind of general utility knife. Now if you want to see another great review that gives you some good opinions, some good specs on the knife, as well as great shots of this knife in action, I would suggest you look toward Aaron's video and from Gideon's Tactical. He puts it through a few ringers and gives you some good shots of this knife in action, and that video frankly is what led me to wanting this and purchasing this blade in the end anyway. My goal here is just to provide a few extra thoughts and ideas on the value and purpose of this knife, and help you determine whether or not you should get one for yourself. And my son has a lot to say about it too. So first we'll start here with the sheath and the carry system. It's got a great Kydex sheath. It does also come with that fantastic whistle, a rotating belt clip here that you're able to open up and clip onto your belt without having to take it off or open it. A little hook there to help it stick and retain itself a little better. I like this feature. It's great. It's allowed me to kind of carry it in my backpack in urban environments, and it's small enough to do that. A little bit on the heavy side, I think, for a knife this size, but I'll get more to that later. And then when I need to have it and I need to clip it on, I can just pull it out of the bag. It's there, good to go, and I'm ready to be wielding this knife. The one drawback I think to this particular sheath design is the way this clips onto the belt leaves your handle riding a little higher than is for my comfort. That's easily made up for, I think, by tilting it at a slight degree. That gives you a little more comfort on the side of your body and your hip, but it doesn't give you that straight up and down pull that some people, myself particularly, are a fan of. Excuse me, I'm trying to talk to the internet. Yeah, thanks. So what I did was I made my own leather sheath for it. Pretty simple process. Cut it out, fold it over, rivet it together. It's obviously not, break the bank, buy it yourself leather quality, but it's durable enough and it serves its purpose well for me. And it allows me to have the knife ride lower to where the handle is about level with my belt, and it gives me that straight up and down drop that I'm also a fan of. Now this knife, the intention of the knife made by Tops was to replicate a Western settler's everyday carry fixed blade knife. The idea that this is a knife that a person that spent time out in the wilderness or out on the farm or what have you, they would have a knife that would be on them at all times, and this is what it would be. Something like this. So it had to be durable, it had to maintain an edge, it had to be compact enough to be easy to carry, but not so small that it faltered on performing certain jobs. And it had to have a design that allowed it to do everything from processing wood to gutting and processing game. Lachlan, please. As well as doing food prep, carving wood, whatever came up. And I think with this particular design, this is exactly what Tops achieved, and I think it's fantastic for that. This is a knife that, frankly, if I wanted a game hunting processing knife, there are better knives out there for it. But would this do? Would this perform the job? Would it perform it admirably? Yes. If I want a great bushcraft knife, I want to be able to fell small trees and split and baton wood and carve spoons and bowls and what have you. Are there better knives than this for it? Absolutely, hands down. But would this perform admirably at that task? Without question. Do food prep. I'm trying to cut some vegetables, maybe cut up some small things to get ready for the grill or to put on the fire or what have you. Are there better knives for that? Without question. But will this do the job and do it admirably? Yes. This knife is not designed to be the special knife for one particular thing. it is designed to be pretty darn good at everything, or good enough at everything. And that's what you have here. That is why there's one review I read on one of the knife forums where a man chose this for his 1 year, one knife. And this is exactly the kind of knife I would choose for a challenge like that. Because this is not meant for one thing, but it's not bad at one thing either. This is a knife that has started to fall a little bit out of my everyday favor, and there's really only one reason for that, and it is the thickness of the blade. This is pushing right around 1/8 of an inch thick, and that lends to this blade being so durable and so indestructible. For example, I came upon a couple with their child that had got locked out of their car, and they were trying to get the antenna down to pop the lock. I had this on me, and I was able to pry the car door open enough to slide that through with just this knife, and it's still straight as an arrow. This is the kind of durability and success you can achieve and expect from this knife, which is why it is perfect in that everyday carry, pass on for generations, rely your life on this knife, kind of knife. But when it comes to a variety of slicing tasks and the things that I generally just find myself doing anymore, I'm a stay-at-home dad now. I'm no longer a professional outdoorsman, but a recreational outdoorsman. There are knives that are lighter, that are more suited to my needs, that I can own and carry and be equally satisfied with, which is why this has been seeing less carry from me lately. But I've owned this for about 4 months, and I have put it through substantial ringers, splitting, batoning, minor chopping, slicing, feather sticking, and food preparation, everything you could think of aside from game processing. And this knife has been able to do it, and it has not left me thinking, goddamn, I wish this knife didn't suck so much. I actually really love this knife. This knife is for a person that wants to have a single blade that they can rely on day in and day out for any task that they do not see coming, and many that they do. This is the utmost perfect example of a utilitarian knife. That is the Overlander 2. Now, if you're looking for a knife that is a more specific blade, you want a bushcraft knife, you want a hunting knife, you want a skinning knife, or a great camping general use, camp chore kind of knife, I think you're probably going to find better knives for you out there. However, if you're working on a farm, or you do general outdoor woods work of some kind, or anything like that, this is a knife. This is a perfect knife for you. Overall, its design and its feel is kind of relatively unremarkable, which is, I think, the most remarkable thing about it. It's simple, it's straightforward, it's a classic design done in an overbuilt, never going to be destroyed sort of way, and this is a knife that will be there with you for ages. Just to give you a perspective on scale here, my hands tend to waver between large and extra large size gloves, kind of depends on the manufacturer, so you can see where it fits inside of my hand in a variety of grips there. It's comfortable, no hot spots. Jimping's a little aggressive, but that's, thank you, Lachlan, never really bothered me. And so, easily a wonderful knife. And for its value, we're looking at about $100 here for this knife. You can get them used for cheaper. It's available, but in terms of the value of this knife, I think if you're purchasing this knife for the purpose that it was intended, which is an everyday carry utilitarian blade, it is very well valued. The price is perfect for it. It is definitely a one knife sort of option if you are a creative and utility based individual. So there you have it. There's my review and my opinions of the Tops Knives Overlander 2. Question, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching.